What's up, everybody? It's Price here. Welcome to the We Want Picks DraftKings Breakdown Edition for UFC Vegas 103. I'm going to go over a few people that you're going to want in your DraftKings lineups, but before I go into that, make sure you head over to WeWantPicks.com. Go ahead and sign up, become a premium member. It is $10 a month. 10. You get betting picks from 4 different people who have been on fire, looks like for the last 2 years. You get a DraftKings optimizer. You get an event simulator, so you have AI helping pick who they think is going to win the fights. And you have the best DraftKings ownership in the entire business. They are within like 3% every single week. So all in one, $10. Don't be stupid. Go to WeWantPicks.com and sign up. All right, so we are sitting at 12 fights in total this week, which is great for DFS because we hate the 10 and 11 fights because it just condenses ownership everywhere. So the main event with Kape and Asu is going to be a fairly popular fight. It has title contender implications because Kape is pushing on the door to go ahead and fight Pantoja next. So whoever wins that should be in a good spot to be the next line after he beats Kaikara, if they ever fight. But we do have some nice matchups mixed in here. We got a handful of dogs who look like they're live. We got some wrestlers, and then we have some guys with crazy KO power, which always translates well for DraftKings scoring. So it should be a really fun card. Hopefully we see a bunch of finishes like we did with Seattle. So without further ado, let's go over my favorite GPP play of the week, cash play of the week, a live dog, and then the fight that I think we should target. My GPP play of the week is going to be Danny Silva at 8,600. So Lucas Almeida is a pretty fun fighter. He's got some power. He can scrap, on the ground, on the mat, or standing up. But Silva just looks like he's going to push through whatever he needs to push through and win. He averages over 8.3 significant strikes per minute. Now, he does tend to play defense with his face because he absorbs over 9 significant strikes per minute. But maybe that was an outlier. The good news is, once he realized that in his last fight, he transitioned into grappling, where he had 4 takedowns and over almost 6 minutes of control time. So he can get it done on the feet with his significant output of 8.3 strikes per minute, or on the ground, where he's going to take him down. Almeida only has a 50% takedown defense, so if Silva's losing on the feet, he's going to take him down and control the fight there. And at his price point, with the high output of strikes and the wrestling, it should translate to him scoring very well and win. If he gets a finish, he's going to break 100 points and be optimal. So GP play of the week is Danny Silva at 8,600. All right, so my cash play of the week, I'm going to go ahead and kind of cheat on this one and use the most expensive guy on the card, which is Kape Mariscal, who is undefeated in the UFC. He has won 5 fights in a row. He is averaging 109 points per fight in the UFC. He has 3 decision wins, where his last one he scored 138 DraftKings points, and then 85 and 108, and he also has a win by TKO. So he averages over 4.75 significant strikes per minute, so he has good output. And Ramos looks like he's just more of a watered-down version of Kape than anything, so when you have something it's kind of similar, but Kape has higher output on the feet, better grappling, I'm going to go ahead and side with Kape. He's also coming off a fight where he had 5 takedowns, 2 reversals, and 8.5 minutes of control time. That is how you score 138 points in a 3-round decision win. We get that version of Kape. He's going to break the slate, even though he's the most expensive. If you don't have him and he has another output like that, you're not going to cash with that one. All right, so dog of the week. The easy route is just to take Asu in the main event. That's not what I'm going to do because that's no fun. Even if he is getting 5 rounds and has the wrestling upside, we'll save that for the sleuth on who we're going to go with the real live dogs there. But for now, my dog pick of the week is going to be Charles Johnson. So Ramazan Tamirov looked like a monster against CJ Vergara, although it was CJ Vergara. He got knocked down 3 times en route to just eating a nasty body shot and folding for a first round TKO. So Ramazan scored 1,000,000 points with a first round win and 3 knockdowns and all the strikes. However, Charles Johnson is much, much better than CJ Vergara. So Johnson averages just under 5 significant strikes per minute. He mixes in around a takedown attempt per round. And the biggest thing here is he's going to have a 5-inch height advantage and a 7-inch reach advantage in this fight. So that gives him the ability to stay at distance, pick him apart, and whenever Timurov crashes to try and get in there and land some shots, he's going to leave an opening for Johnson to hit. So in theory, he should be able to keep him at distance, pick him apart when he comes in, pick him apart if they stay at distance. And if Timurov's going to try and take him down, Johnson has good takedown defense. So give me the guy who's 7,800, who's trending in the direction of it being a pick'em. The fight that I want to target, instead of a wrestling heavy approach, like I usually tend to take, I'm going to pick the firefighter Ribovic and I don't know how to say his first name, let's be real. But this should be an absolute fucking banger. They'd like to stand and trade. Ribovic averages 7.5 significant strikes per minute, while Nasrat averages 6 significant strikes per minute. So you're going to have heavy output on the feet. We saw Ribovic just destroy Zellhuber at the Sphere, just pick him apart. It was an awesome fight. I believe it was fight of the night there. And so we've seen him be able to just pick people apart and score 90 plus points in a DraftKings win without really mixing in takedowns. And Nasrat himself has won 4 fights in a row in the UFC. He has good output at 6 significant strikes per minute is a very solid output, considering you have guys who average 2 or less on this card, which is wild. But the difference here is going to be you need Esteban to win in the first 2 rounds in order for him to pay off, more than likely, unless he just has the sheer volume and throws and lands on like 160 significant strikes again. So he goes that route. We've seen him do it a couple times where he's over 130 significant strikes. He's going to pay off. On the flip side, any kind of win for Nasrat with his output on the feet should be enough to make him optimal also. So it's kind of like the Cutabala Aslan fight last week, where that was the one I picked on to be the fight to target. And so I don't believe either of these guys will get a takedown and do a submission to finish it like Cutabala did. But in theory, these guys should stand and bang and knock one of each other out. If not, it's going to be a high-paced, high-strike war, and both should hit their DraftKings value with their salaries. So that wraps it up for the UFC Fight Night Vegas 103 video. Make sure you head over to the site, become a premium member, and see what the boys have to offer with all their bets and props this week. And we will see y'all next week. Y'all take it easy.